Welcome to Copy Trading on eToro. Today I have a great video for you. I'm going to continue my series on eToro copy trading with 10,000 unpopular investors. And today my strategy is the wisdom of the crowd. Okay, so what is wisdom of the crowd in trading terms? So, wisdom of the crowd is the idea that large groups of people are collectively smarter than individual experts, which, when it comes to problem solving, decision making, innovating, and predicting. So, the idea is that a large group of people make better decisions than just an individual. The same when you're at a meeting at work, there's always going to be good points from other people in the meeting, not just, even though you may be correct, you're always going to get great ideas from other people in the meeting. So how do I do that how do I use wisdom of the crowd on eToro? So it's really easily done. And today I'm using my virtual fund. So you get $100,000 virtual money to try trading, which I recommend for people starting out to learn your strategy first with virtual money and then invest with real money. So I'm clicking on my virtual funds here, and then I go to copy people just on the left here. And then how you filter by wisdom of the crowd is just go into filters here at the right, top right, go to number of copiers. And today I'm going to use the wisdom of the crowd from 7,000 people. So I just put in 7,000 for the minimum. I click apply. And then I remove all the rest of the filters because I'm just going by the wisdom of the crowd here today. And that will leave me with seven investors that have seven popular investors on eToro that have over 7,000 copiers. And today I have chosen Mariano Pardo. Okay, so just while that loads up, so a little bit about Mariano Pardo. Mariano Pardo is an Argentinian software engineer based in Germany. He's 8 years trading experience with an average profit of 28.37 over the past 5 years, which is excellent. And then if you include this year so far, it's December, is 35.67 average gains over the last 6 years. And this is outperformed the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500. Okay, so Mariano has a degree in economics, and he also has a master's degree in software engineering, which is really impressive and really good economics there for the stock market. And as a lot of the companies doing well in the stock market now are IT, it's a great experience to have. Okay, so Mariano Pardo focuses on mid to long-term investments in technology, finance, consumer goods, and services. So his portfolio is diversified for risk management. Remember, you want to spread your risk, like when you're swing trading, etc. Spread your risk over the different industries. So if finance is not doing well one month, technology will be doing better, and then that will equal out your profits. So if finance is down, technology will be up. So it'll equal out, and then you are spreading your risk management there. So a clever thing about Mariano, he uses his programming skills to create software to extract large amount of company data. Then he applies machine learning and data analytics to view the value and growth of the company. And then along with fundamental and quantitative analysts to choose which stock to buy. So he analyzes this data and he looks at the price, if it's a good price, and then he looks at companies that he can see growth in the future, and then he invests at that price, whatever price is a good price for him. Okay, so we'll just look over some of his stats here. If you come to his page here, he has his feed here. He just gives you the information. Okay, so if you're going to copy him, the minimum to copy him on eToro is $200, but he recommends that you copy with a minimum of $500 and also copy open trades. Okay, so really, really a good, interesting guy here. I've done my research earlier on. I've watched um, some interviews with him earlier on. One thing about him, Mariano Pardo, he's passionate, enjoys interacting with his copiers, and respects their investments while trading only in stocks that he believes will grow in the future. Okay, so he really respects the and acknowledges the amount of money that is in under management from all his copiers, etc. So as I said, he recommends copying with $500. Okay, and he recommends to copy open trades. So you're copying the open trades, all his previous trades, not just the trades from the time that you copy him, and for at least 4 to 6 months. Okay. He doesn't use short or use leverage. So that means that you don't get any spread fees, or you own the asset when you don't use leverage. So really good strategy here. Okay, so you're owning the asset when he buys the stock, and you have no spread fees once he buys the stock. Okay, so since May this year, eToro has been offering 0% commission on if you buy a stock. Okay, so if we go look at that, let's see here with Nico, which is a brand that makes electronic cars in China. So let's say I want to trade Nico, okay? So what he does, he only does a buy position, okay? So I will buy at 46.56. And if I go to the stock exchange and see what the price is, it's 46.56. So eToro is charging no commission on this stock, and you're actually, once you copy these guys, and I know Mariano has invested in Nico, so you'll own the stock that he has already invested in, and you've got no commission and no overnight fees or weekends free. That's what great thing about eToro. And as I'm learning, I'm gonna be giving you this information, but eToro is all the time impressing me. But what if you use leverage? So let's say he doesn't use leverage, he said. But if he did use leverage by two, you can see the price has gone up. So it is 46.56. So for one stock, it is charging you 11 cents. But and then also you don't own you're opening a CFD trade if you use leverage. And what a CFD is, contract for differences. Okay, so it's only a contract of difference is an arrangement made in a financial derivatives trading where the difference in settlement between the opening and closing price are cash settled. Okay, so you're trading from the difference of the buy price and the sell price. So that's CFDs. You don't own the underlying assets, but as I said, he only uses one leverage, so you own all of these stocks when you invest in Mariano. Okay, so really good deal there. And look at when you use leverage of two, you you're trading in CFDs, the difference between the buy and sell price. So you're betting it either goes up or goes down, and the difference between the prices is what you be trading on your profits. But you can see here overnight fees is 189 and weekend fees is 567. So quite expensive if you use leverage. Leverage is not recommended for beginners. I wouldn't recommend ever using leverage. I don't, because I just rather buy the stock, the underlying asset on eToro. So that's just a background about that. So really good. He doesn't use leverage, and he just opens buy positions. So eToro is actually making no money off you at the moment when you actually trade with no leverage, etc. In Australia, I believe there is charges if they get 0% commission on US stocks, but if other stock markets, I believe Australians get charged commissions. But you can check that out for yourself. But all the rest of the countries is zero commission. So he recommends that you invest with him with 4 to 6 months, okay? And he is currently Mariano has currently 7,057 people trusting him with with their money. So there's 7,057 people copying him at the moment, and he's got over $5 million under his management. And I said he respects the money that you guys invest in him and all his copiers. He's a really genuine guy. Okay, so this is just my website. You can check it out at copytrading.business.site if you want to read through more. And also, I have lots of other articles and informations like eToro review, how to deposit money in eToro, what is a catalyst in the stock market. I have loads of information if you want to go through this yourself. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, so back to Mariano here. Okay, so let's look at his stats. So you can ask questions on his news feed here and make comments, etc. Okay, so let's look at his stats here. So he's been doing really well over the last five to 7 years. As you can see, he's up 72.15% this year. And you can see the green is in the gains, and then the red is when he loses that month. But as he said, he recommends 4 to 6 months, so that if you start at the start of the year, you would have been covered by April and May for these losses in February and March. But 72.15 is very impressive this year. He's up. Last year it was 34, up 34. The year before 6.3, 29.29, 26.14. So this is around his average, and 45.50. The first few years he started at the end of 2013. Slight losses there, but he has showed his experience and has perfected his skill. So for the last 6 years, been doing really well. O- Okay, so it looks really well there. For the last 7 days, he's up 249 copiers. So since I made the review, there has been even more people that have copied him. He's 5 million, over 5 million under assets under his management. So he's trading with over $5 million of people that he's invested with him. Also, he has to trade with his own money. Okay, so his risk score is looking really good. So 5 or 6 is fine for me. Like 5 is average there. His average bet 5, and then we seen what happened in 2020 in March in the world, which caused the markets to become very volatile. So the risk score went up there. So that's with every copier you'll see the risk score has kind of went up through the months. But at the start of the year, very excellent scores there, 3 and 4. So average around 5 there. Okay. So his most traded stocks is Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. So we'll look at that later on. He trades about 5.81 trades. So he's trading these stocks, but if you click into them, there's smaller trades. He might have 5 or 6 smaller trades within Microsoft. So we'll look at that in a minute, but his average hold time is 14.5 months. He's been active since the 14th of the 10th, 2013. And profitable weeks is 66.67 overall since he started. Okay, so it's doing really well. You can see here his gains here. So November was 15.53, really good. This month so far, it is December the 9th. So it's 2.30 there. Okay, so if you go into his charts, you'll see his gains, his overall gains, okay? So, a really good time to copy him would have been during what happened in the world into 2020 in March and April, because look at the gains from there, guys. Okay, so his portfolio has been gaining like that this year. It's following all that, like the stock market has gone that way. Like a lot of people will say, okay, so like maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna wait for it to drop, but look at it's never has dropped. It has grown. So picking a good time, people will say the stock market's gonna crash, but when do you choose that time, or like is that gonna happen? It's a lot easier to predict the stock market going up in a bull market like this than predicting it when it's gonna go down. Okay, so I can see here it's gaining, gaining, gaining. So what's a good time to invest? You've got to figure that out for yourself. But as you can see, his portfolio is gaining, gaining, gaining all the time in the stock market. Okay, so if you look at his portfolio, you will see that he has diversified his portfolio, right? And a good feature I like to use on eToro is you can go from his profit loss. So to see, if you click on that, you'll see his best investments. Okay, so Nico, the Chinese electronic car company, he's doing very well in that, guys. Okay, but if you click into it, he's done smaller trades within that. Okay, so he opened this trade at 28th of the second, 2020, but you're going to be opening the trade today and you're going to be buying it at a different price that he bought it at. Okay, I'm going to show you that later on. So he bought it at, he opened at 3.98 dollars, but now it's at 46.55. So you're going to be buying at this price. Just take that into account. So he's up for like 4,257. He's up 1,067 1,067.61%, which is massive. Okay, and the total that he's invested in is 0.31% of the total assets in this trade, and 0.26 the total assets. So the total amount of the total over 5 million that's invested in him, he's got 0.6% of that invested in nickel. So let's just go back and see a few more of his stocks. As I said, he's got a really good diversified portfolio. Tesla, he's into Tesla. He bought the Tesla way back there in 2019, I believe. So that's why his gains is so massive on this. Okay. And I looked at it, was listening to an interview. I watched an interview earlier on about him a year ago, his interview with eToro, and he talked about investing in Tesla and how correct he was here to do that. So you see these trades were open in 2019. He opened this trade at 59.80. The current price is that you'll be buying it at is 649.62. Just remember that, guys. So let's say, like, if they had, like, for Tesla, he has. So another filter you could see, like, is you can go, you research all of this yourself, go through the portfolio yourself. This is my review. So you've got to do your own research before you invest in these stocks. This is only my review, so not financial advice. So I'll just go through a few of his stocks here, his biggest gainers so far. So he has Cloudflare here. This is a IT security company. He's got JD.com. So it's a company that sells electronics, TVs, microwaves, etc. in China. So really good diversified between China and America. Really good diversification. And then he's got Enphrase Energy. They're a Californian company that make like solar panel technology. So he also mentioned a year ago that because everyone is into and the government is into carbon ignitions, etc., renewable energy is really the way forward. Okay, so also with Biden in the U.S. election, he's more about renewable energy, where Trump was more about oil, gas, and getting that going. But renewable energy, he has renewable energy. He's got IT. He's got IT in America, IT in China. He's got consumer goods in America, consumer goods in China. Really good. Apple, Nivea, excuse me, PayPal, Nintendo, Nike, more consumer goods, AMD, Facebook, Amazon. Really good. You can go through this yourself, but you can see really Alibaba, really good site like Amazon, but in China. So MasterCard is financial, Netflix, okay. Lots of Walt Disney here. As we go down. This is as we go down the list, we're seeing that less gains he's got on these companies. EA Sports, Coca-Cola. And then down the bottom here, he's got a few stocks that are losing, which is the Airbus, but and the Boeing, because nobody's traveling at the moment. But I believe once the vaccine is rolled out throughout the world and things get better, these companies are going to rise in value, but it's going to take time. But it'd be a good time to invest in these stocks. Okay, so you can see all these stocks here. It's really good diversification there. So check it out yourself. Um, so what I have done is I've already invested the 10,000 with him earlier on. Okay, so all to do that is easily. I could add funds to that at the moment. So I've already invested in Mariano Pardo when the stock market was opened 5 hours ago. Okay, so I've already made the investment. So it's really easy to invest. You just click the button up here to copy. You put in 10,000 and then you put in your stop loss. And your stop loss, I set mine to 50%. So I'll just show you that if I hadn't opened that before. I'll just go into someone else's. So I've already opened it with Mariano. I'm going to show you that now in a second. But let's just click into any of these portfolios. Okay, and then you'll see here up in Mariano's portfolio the copy. So all I did was I set this to 10,000. So 10,000, 10,000, and then I copy open trades with Mariano. So you're copying all his open trades, all his trades that he's done previously, and then you can set this stop copy. Okay, this will stop copying them if the value drops below 60%. But I set mine to 5,000 and which is 50% because I'm going to be watching this trade. Okay, I know it's my my virtual funds, but you got to treat it like it's your real money because in the future I'm going to be using this strategy with real money. Okay, so at the moment, I'm using my real money account to day trade, and I'm focusing on learning on that. But as I increase my funds on my real account, I'm going to be using it to copy trade with with popular investors on eToro and to trade, to swing trade, and to copy portfolios. I'm going to show you that in a second. So if you want to set this, you have to see the value, the amount that you're willing to risk. Okay. So let's say he hasn't dropped below the 70%. So you could set that at 20 or maybe 25 if you wanted to. But the problem is with that, if it drops like 1 month, it might sell off all your stocks, but the next month he might gain by 30, 40%. So I'd rather watch when I'm copying people to watch the trades. But that's up to you. You can set whatever rate you believe. You can click by the amount or you can click by the rate. So if you wanted to set that by 80%, okay, so it will sell off all the stocks that you've bought when you're copying Mariano, it will sell off all the stocks when it drops to 8,000. Your investment drops to 8,000. Okay, but you got to figure that out for yourself. For me, on my virtual money, I'm setting that as 50% because guys, you really should be watching the people that you're copying. Okay, so I've already opened the trade with Mariano. So how do I see that? I go to my portfolio and I'm going to go through the portfolio, how it happened and how it's looking. So here he is here. Mariano is already up $30, 0.30%. I if you click into it, I've invested 10,000 with him. So I opened this when the stock market at Nasdaq was open, but some of the other stock exchanges were not opened at the time, like the in Frankfurt. The stock exchange over there wasn't open, so it didn't buy all positions. But you can see here, I bought all exactly what he has invested in. Okay, so the exact amount percentage that he has invested in, I have invested in. Okay, but I buy at a different price than Mariano has bought. Okay, so for an example with that, if we go look, let's look at the best gains. Okay, so if we click on this, so if I go to Tesla, I click into the Tesla. So this is my portfolio at the moment. Okay, and I go to let's go to Mariano's portfolio. And no, we go to Mariano's. Okay, let's go to his portfolio and look at the price that he has bought it at. Okay, so if you go here, I bought three exactly the same as what Mariano has bought. Okay, so I go to Tesla here. So I've copied exactly what he has done. Okay, I've copied the same units, amount of units, okay, the same percentage of my investment that he has copied, but he has bought at a different price, okay? So you can see here, he opened at 59.80 for the first one, and I opened at $629.11. So I'm buying at a lot higher price, but you got to take that into consideration, guys. So even if you want to go into more detail with that, you can click into Tesla and you can go through each stock, like especially the larger stocks that he has invested in, the largest percentage of the total investment, and you can look at the price and see like will the price drop or a low point in the price, okay? So let's see if the Tesla goes down in price, it'd be a better time to buy. But you got to take that into consideration, guys. So do your own research with that. But for me, the stock market just seems to be like in a bullish way. It keeps going up and up. So people might have been waiting here for it to go down, but then it kept going up. So you can never tell, okay? But when you're investing in these stocks, as I said, with my Fairtrade money, if I would use real money, I actually own these stocks. So it's really cool. You own the stock, no commission, no overnight fees. He doesn't use leverage. He doesn't short or sell positions. So there we go, guys. I have bought all of these stocks. There's a few that hasn't been bought. Well, yeah, I have everything there. Let's go to. There was one Adidas that still hasn't bought here. So I'm still waiting for these to be bought. Okay, so Adidas is in Frankfurt, so the Frankfurt Stock Exchange was closed at the time, but that will open tomorrow morning, and that will buy these stocks. But the rest of them, there's just four here where the stock exchange was closed at the time. But you can see here I'm profitable on most of the stocks even already. So really cool. Like, so if I go back to my portfolio, so I bought all them stocks, the exact same percentage of the investments that Mariano has used, but at a different price. So I'm up $30 already. Really happy with that. Now, excuse me, sorry, I'm going to go through all of my portfolio on my Fairtrade account now. So my biggest gainer here is outsmart the Nasdaq. It's a machine learning copy portfolio on eToro. You can just go down to invest in copy portfolios there. I've made a video on that. So you can check out my channel for that. I have invested 10,000. I'm up 1,443.99. So I am up 14.44% already. Next person I've copied is Juan Swan Lim. So I invested 10,000 with him. I'm up 1,321.48. So I'm up 13.21%. And a good thing about Juan Swan Lim, he's from Malaysia. He knows that he's invested in a lot of the IT and the companies in Asia. And that's how I'm diversifying my portfolio. So as I said, I'm using kind of a swing trading strategy with the people I'm copying here. I'm copying in at least five popular investors on eToro. As you can see there, I have five popular investors on eToro. So I'm investing in at least five, and I recommend, well, you can copy what I do or you don't, but you can see I'm up profit 5,485. So I'm not doing too bad on my virtual funds. So I'm copying at least five popular investors at once. So let's say if, for an example, if Jane Amis is down 1 month, Juan Lim is up another month, so he's going to cover the loss from the other person, etc. Or it could be opposite. Jay Nemesis could be up 1 month and Juan Lim could be down 1 month, but Jay Nemesis will cover the losses from Juan Son that month. So that's how I'm working it. Okay, I invested in Sony and Microsoft before the Xbox Series X and PS5 was released. I made a video on my Facebook page about that. But you can see I've got massive gains from Sony here. I've invested 5,000, I'm up 1,237. So along with your copy trade, spread out your what I recommend is spreading out like put like 50% into copying people and copy portfolio and then start trading and learning yourself too. Or else you can just put all your money into one person if you don't have time for all that. But as I said, 1,237.64, up 25% on that. What I could do is sell off like 2,500 off that. I could close 2,500 off that trade and take out like $620 profit. I could do that and leave half it in. So that'd be a good strategy for that. I might do that soon enough. So Jet Baker Bond, I've made a video on all of these guys, so check out my channel for that. I'm 10,000 invested. I'm up $784.70 there. I'm up 7.85% on him. Renard Colties, I've also made a video on him. I'm up $658 on a 10,000 investment. And these have been all, I started copying these all over about 8 or 9 weeks ago or less because I only started my copy trading channel on YouTube then. So I'm up 6.59% with Renard. And then Jim Emes is a very popular guy, very much linked on eToro. He's up 0.62%, so $61.68 up on Jane Nemesis's. And Microsoft is up 0.79, so up $40 on that 5,000 investment. That was before the Xbox Series X was released. But as I said, Microsoft makes operating systems of lots of other cloud computing, etc. It's not just to do with the Xbox Series X. And Juan Swan or Sony also makes a lot of TVs, etc., even phones, a lot of technology there with Sony. But as I said, the Microsoft is in the Xbox Series X is in high demand, and so is the Sony PS5 for Christmas. So let's see in the new year when it's restocked in the shops, we should see some gains there. And then, as I said, Mariano Pardo, I'm up $29 already, and I've only started copying him like 5 hours ago. So I'm up 0.3 here. Really happy with that. And then I made a video on Domino's Pizza, but I didn't publish it. But it's losing there with Domino's Pizza. That was really um, like I'm looking for Domino's Pizza to gain in the long term. Okay, it came out with a good earning report, but a lot of its restaurants are closed at the moment, and they're only doing takeout, delivery, and drive-through. But not every restaurant has drive-through. But I can see this stock once the vaccines come out and are released throughout the world, and the restaurants start opening again in America and other countries. You'll see the stock price rising. Okay, because everyone has the emotional attachment to Domino's Pizza. They're a big company, but it's down 1.78%. I have 5,000 invested, but I can see this stock like maybe in the next month or 2 months, or even till March. It's December now, gaining in value. So in total, I'm up $5,508, and I'm really happy with that. So my total virtual equity is $105,505.95. Remember, I have 25,000 left in my virtual funds, but I'm using my real money account to do day trading. You can check out my videos on day trading. I'm going to be making more videos on that soon. And then once I build up my funds, remember, you should only invest with money that you don't need. So increase your investment in eToro monthly, like from your salary, I put like about 20% of my savings from my income each month into eToro to build up my funds. So I'm using my funds at the moment for day trading, but once I build up my funds, I'm going to be using it to copy popular investors and to copy portfolios. And one of the ones I probably start out with is Outsmart the Nasdaq because it's doing really well, and I love the technology of machine learning, etc. This uses the top. It uses the wisdom of the crowd really for the top investors on eToro. It extracts that data, the top investors that are using the Nasdaq, and then it picks the top 15 stocks that will see the gain in the next month. It uses machine learning to analyze the data, and it gets smarter and smarter each month. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you want to start trading with eToro, you can go to copytradingforum.com where you get more information on copy trading too, or you can go to buystocks.ai where you get more information about buying stocks with zero commission. You'll own the stock yourself. There's no other fees. eToro doesn't make any money off you when you buy the stock without leverage and not using the short position. And you can find that at buystocks.ai. Links will be in the description. And as I said, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace and love, and see you next time. Bye.